really excited about our next session, which is focusing on smart cities. What are some of the developments happening? How does this all connect with sustainable digitalization and green tech? We have a company from Finland, Sitowise, here to share their insights, and we'll be joining them with some other guests for a panel after their keynote. So do remember to send in your questions. Please give a very warm welcome to the Head of Innovation, Sami, Lankiniemi, and Chief Communications and Social Responsibility Officer, Minttu, Vilander.
Hi all, great to be here. My name is Minttu Vilander and I lead the Sustainability, Communications and Marketing team at Sitowise. I believe that engineers and software developers will save the world, and I think and I believe that they do it inside cities.
Hi to everyone as well. My name is Sami Lankiniemi. I'm the Head of Innovation and Director of the Smart City Lab at Sitowise. I'm a nerd and I believe in the power of green tech, but I'm also a business graduate and I think that we need business knowledge to scale the smart, sustainable solutions across cities to attend to the climate crisis we have right now at hand.
Sitowise is an expert company and we design cities and of course also areas outside cities, but we do everything you see around you, like buildings and infrastructure, but also things that you don't see, like digital solutions. And we believe that sustainability in the built environment is the most crucial thing that needs to be thought in the future. What we also see when we think about sustainability is that nowadays we talk a lot about, for example, decarbonization. In the built environment, we have also talked about energy efficiency for a long time now. And of course, for a company like us, we need to understand what that means to our business and what our clients want when they think about energy efficiency or decarbonization. That is also something that comes from the regulation. But then when we talk about it, it's sometimes so that when we have these huge changes, we concentrate on just like a couple of things and we talk a lot about them. So like 5 or 6 years ago, it was energy efficiency. Now it's decarbonization. We talk about carbon footprint and such. But then we need to understand that bubbling under, there are lots of different kind of things. For example, biodiversity and different kind of regulation coming from EU and from also globally. And we need to understand what that might mean to us. And we talk about it a lot in these kind of different kind of events, but we don't necessarily know what that means, how it changes really the world. For example, if we think about biodiversity, we don't really know. We know that the regulation for example, from EU will look into that. But what does it really mean? How do we measure that? We don't really know. But for a company like us, we need to try to think about it. We need to try to understand it. And everybody needs to. And then there are like these things underneath it all, and that if you are a forerunner, you should understand those and kind of like think that, okay, that might be something that is coming from this angle. And then there are also things that nobody talks about really yet. But it will, when it comes like really fast. And I think that one thing in today's world is that the change is like really rapid. That before it might took 10 years when something started like that, we started talking about something, that it really came to a change. And now it might be just like 1 year, and we need to have lots of things that we inside the business that we have, so that we can meet what clients need. Well, in Sitowise, this is not at all interesting. It's just like our path of sustainability, what we have been doing during the last few years. And I'm not going to go through it because nobody wants to hear about like one company's journey in sustainability. It's not interesting. But the most important thing, and I think the most interesting thing for all the companies, for all the people, all the organizations, for cities, for municipalities, is that we need to understand that we need to do stuff even though we don't know what to do. Like that, for example, if we think about like one simple thing, and it's the sustainability reporting. It's the taxonomy, for example, now in EU. Nobody knows. Like, if somebody says that they understand what that means, they are lying. They don't know. Nobody knows, really. Everybody is looking at each other and like, how do you do that? And how do you do that? And then we like try to learn from each other. But because the change is rapid, we just need to do it. We need to make sure that we try, and if we fail, it's okay. It's okay. Then we learned something. Next time we do it better. And it goes in everything. It goes in reporting, but it also goes with when we are trying to find new business ideas. That when we try to think how we can serve our clients in the future better, we need to try and fail. And I think that it has, this is kind of like something that is said always, that you need to try and fail and all these kind of things. But now it's something that if you stop and not try, you will be late. You will be late, and the organization won't catch up the other ones. So that's why, for example, from my point of view, I think that it has been the most important thing is that we do all these things. And then we can go to these kind of events and say that we knew what we did, but we really didn't at that point. But then when we are kind of connecting the dots afterwards, then we can say that, okay, we learned and we did the things that we should have done. In Sitowise, we have been saying, and these are the big words, you know, we say that we want to be the most innovative, we want to be the most sustainable, and we want to be the most efficient. Everybody wants to be that. But what does that mean for us, for example, as an expert company in built environment? What does that really mean? And I see it as and we as a company see that we have 3 different ways of looking at sustainability. And if we start from the number 3 here on the slide, that means that we need to make sure that everything in our own operations are sustainable. So this is probably the thing that most of the companies, when they do marketing stuff, they talk about that we are carbon neutral, we want to be carbon neutral 2025. We have those kind of goals too. But in our kind of company, we are an expert company. We don't really, like, for example, pollute that much, or we don't have a big carbon footprint. So it's not necessarily so important that we are carbon neutral. But of course, we need to do it. We say to our clients that they need to do it, so we need to do that too. But it's not so important as the things that we really do. So then we move to the second point here, and that's that is that we need to make new kind of services, and Sami will soon talk about that, like how do we do that? That we try to understand what the clients need, for example, municipalities, what they need in the future, and we don't. In our kind of companies, in the history, it might have been so that the clients told us that we need this, do this. But in the future, we need to be, because the change is so rapid, we need to be the partner who knows and who can tell that you need to do this. This is the thing, this is the service that you need. We can't wait for the client to tell that to us. So that is important too. But then there is the one really important thing, and that's the first one, that we have like lots of different kind of services, like traditional stuff that you need to do, for example, when you renovate a building or you put up a new building, you need to think about the plumbing and how the electricity is planned and all these kind of things. And you need to think about the acoustics, how it sounds when we are in a place like this, for example. And that is that is the hard part, that you have experts who have been doing their job for a long time, and they don't necessarily understand, or like it's not easy to kind of connect that, okay, here is sustainability and here is that I2 acoustics for this kind of like this kind of building. How do I put these two things together? And here I think is the most important thing. And that is that when we talk about these huge changes like digitalization and new technology or sustainability, we should talk about those big words, but then we should think what that means to individual expert, for example. What that means, and we need to understand that if we want to do this change, it's not just about technology, it's about people understanding how their lives and their work changes. And that's the hard part. Like, that's really hard part to kind of like change the way people have been doing for their job for a long, long time. And in for example, Sitowise, we did it that way, that we made a tool, sustainability tool. It's based on SDGs and the sustainability development goals from United Nations, and it's pretty simple tool. It's just like when we have a project, whatever project it is, you need to set up these targets and also few like really concrete things how our company, our experts try to make that target happen. And it is like it is a tool. It's a simple tool. But it helps people to, in their everyday job, to start thinking that, okay, I have this task that I have to do. How could I do it more sustainable way? And then you have the people who are really excited. They are like, yes, I'm going to do it. And then you have the people who are like, okay, well, let's do it if the customer wants us to do it. And then there are people who say that, no, I don't understand why I need to do it. This is a greenwashing and all these kind of things. But to make the change happen, you need to go. You need to do that, and you need to go and talk with the experts, have the conversation, make them understand, and that is the big. That is where the big change happens. But when we talk about sustainability, we also talk about innovation, and that's Sami who is now going to talk about it. In Sitowise, we want to build. Innovation culture that is based on sustainability, we started just like not a long time ago, but we had like in our first innovation contest that we had 700 people participating, giving their ideas. They gave different kind of ideas to how we could make built environment more sustainable. We got more than 200 ideas from that. 37 of them went forward to the development. Sami will tell a little bit more about that. And then we have decided that that most of our innovation budget goes to sustainable innovations. And last year it was like 88%. So it's pretty good. It kind of tells that if we want to innovate, we need to do it in a sustainable way.
Exactly. Sustainability is the reason why we innovate and where we need kind of new, novel solutions for these tricky problems we have. Likewise, in this presentation, sustainability comes first, and that is also the case in our organization structure. Innovation lies just below sustainability. So I think we are in good position. With these words, I welcome you to the Smart City Lab of Sitowise. It is our community for research, development and innovation, and essentially it is a platform that kind of gives our people, everyone at Sitowise, the ability to think big. It is the place where our innovation culture is born and where it stems out from, and also kind of create this kind of kinship and partnership between our experts, the innovators, but also between our clients and partners in the industry. It is where we experiment with new gadgets, new tools and new technologies, so all the fun nerd stuff. But at the same time, we definitely work side by side with research and academia to follow up on the recent and upcoming changes in the operational environment and the market trends we have that we need to keep tabs into. And And lastly, it is the place where new sustainable solutions are born out of. And what then happens in the lab, here is a kind of quick overview of some of the activities that we do while researching the new areas the industry is going into. So as Minttu mentioned, we organize our own innovation competition, and some of those ideas go into an accelerator period. Some of them go through design sprints, where we want to move super quick with these ideas. And then we, of course, have tons of internal development projects and R&D projects with some of our external partners. Some of the kind of latest additions to this gallery of activities is our startup sparring activities, but also the open lab where we invite our clients to work with us. And currently we are working with over 30 of our clients, the biggest cities and big companies in the built environment industries, to find solutions for these tricky problems. A couple of notes of inspiration behind our research in the Innovation Lab. This is one of the fundamental questions we like to tackle is what if the built environment industries emerged just today with the data and other capabilities in technology that we now have, how would the industry form itself? How would the different value chains align together? And essentially, how would the industry look like if it was born today? Then kind of reversing the perspective is that what if all our customers had the knowledge and data and skills that Sitowise has? What if we actually worked in kind of deep and transparent collaboration during everyday work? And how would the world look like if this was the case? Could we be able to solve these problems faster? And kind of the third fundamental asset behind all of this is our gadgets that work. But let's see if the slide goes further. It's our innovation culture is one of the key things, key assets. And here's our colleague Suzanne, who put it quite nicely that a culture of innovation creates and maintains an organization where people are proud of their work. That's one of the key values that we like to discuss within Sitowise. And as Minttu was saying about failure, at the Smart City Lab, failure kind of leads to learning, and that's given. And at the same time, we need to actually thoroughly research what the failure meant, how we learn from it, and maybe how we leave that idea, but maybe there's something worth researching more in what we started with, so then we pivot the idea. So this is the kind of whole mentality and culture we like to spread across Sitowise, and the kind of three essential rules are to think big, and if you are to do so, fail fast and learn from it, but also to say yes, be open to any new ideas from different kinds of colleagues, or even be open-minded towards any critique you will face. We are on the same side, we are working as a team with this, so that's our approach. And to kind of sum up all of the kind of discussions we've had during the presentation, I would like to give you a kind of list of things and learnings we have had along the way on how to scale innovation to succeed in our field of expertise. So the first thing is that we need structure behind innovation. So here are some of the questions we started answering while we started expanding our innovation activities. Why we innovate, who gets to innovate, how we gather up ideas, and how we should organize around them. But then again, how do we actually act on them? What resources do we have? Where do we start and stop? How do we actually make the decisions? And these are quite unique for all of the companies out there. I think they seem rather general, but the truth is that they are unique to each company, and this is a discussion every company needs to have. And as a wise thinker, Monica Geller from the Friends TV series said, rules are fun, rules help control the fun, and that is also the case with innovation. We also need to keep it simple and make it count. This is something that was touched upon in the Autodesk presentation as well. So for us, all our smart services are designed to be independent and self-contained. They are well-defined products that answer a specific need or a problem, and they do it exceptionally well. That's what we aim for, ease of use in the everyday life for our customers. So this makes it possible for us to move quick into the production, but also kind of to make sure that we provide our customers with actionable insights through the new solutions that we provide them. And hey, maybe one tool, of course, does not answer all the problems, but then again, then we have 2,200 experts from specific fields to help our clients in the cases at hand. So that's how we like to combine these smart solutions with our current operation. And then moving on to the third tip on the list is composability as a mindset, not maybe as the technical way some of you understand composability, but as a kind of thematic guideline behind everything that we do is that these smart services and their individual components are designed to be stacked and used together to create more complex solutions and systems. So this gives us the ability to take bits and pieces from existing solutions and combine them together once we have a new idea. So we move rather quickly from an idea into minimum viable products and then into production of commercially viable services. Lastly, Theo earlier today talked about federation of the data infrastructure. We are talking about kind of federated happiness as an approach, and this way we provide customers with services that kind of unfold in a seamless way. So our smart services augment and complement our current offering, whether digital solution or expert services, and we combine them in a way that it does not matter where the client enters Sitowise, whether it's a kind of expert service for designing kind of technical solutions for a building or for designing a bridge, whether using digital solutions, for example, for managing renovation debt. The user experience is seamless across all of these different services, across all our business areas. And the last one, I know you're engineers and you hate this, but read the manual. That's the approach we have at Sitowise. And for us, for our innovators and for our design teams, we have gathered up this kind of innovation playbook, which answers the basic questions on how you should proceed on each step of the way, what are the questions you need to answer for us all to give you feedback and how we make decisions along the way. So you have that insight and transparency going from an idea to commercial product, and you can trust that there are people helping you along the way. And to kind of summarize all of this, what are we working with here in the lab? So some of the themes that we are now researching are presented in this next slide, which hopefully appears right now. So the whole backbone of our operation on the digital side of things is geospatial-based digital solutions and the vast variety of expertise that we have in our company. And all of these are based in sustainability, right? So we want to provide cities with tools that help them attend climate crisis the best way possible. So whether it's from energy optimization in real estate or ESG risk assessments, all the way to climate risk analytics and adaptation measures, or then again, kind of enhancing biodiversity through different types of smart accounting methods, so you can actually lead that development through data-driven insights, but also kind of data-driven circularity, and especially now we're working with land mass management, which is a big topic in the environmental impacts of the built environment. And lastly, smart cybersecurity is a big issue, and we are proud to say that we have top-notch expertise in that inside Sitowise. So these are some of the themes that we are working with right now and researching. So this is where sustainability meets innovation, right? So all of the power of these kind of creative minds are harnessed to attend to the themes of sustainability at Sitowise.
Yeah, and when we are talking about redefining smartness in cities, that is our strategic vision. Once again, big words, but what does redefine mean? For us, it means about the thing that we need to talk about people. When we talk about a big change, we can talk about technologies and we can talk about services, and we can talk about regulation, but in the end, people do the change. And you need to try to think how different things affect to like one individual, like an expert, or for example, for like in a citizen, that if you want to make people to use public transport, for example, how do you do that? You need to think that through when you design built environment. Then when you redefine, you need to do it together. So even though this is our vision, we can't do this alone, and we won't do it alone. We need all other companies. We need our clients. We need everyone to join, and this is a huge task that we need to do together. So that is redefining smartness in cities, and also that smartness is not just about digitalization. It's about sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you.